All right, hello and welcome back. Brett here with clickmill.co. As my screen comes up, we are going to be moving into creating the trigger for our first tag. And in the last video, as you saw, we just isolated and identified the variable click text that we want to try to track. So we're going to move up to triggers, and we're going to see there are no triggers, and we're going to obviously be adding a new trigger. So Neil, take it away. Let's do it. What do we want to title this, Neil?
Maybe just a test trigger because we're just, testing stuff.
Yep, 100%. We can fix this later. This is the name of the trigger. Be aware that when we make a tag, we're going to have a name of the tag too. So you'll notice if we have a trigger name, we wouldn't just name it, button, because is that a button tag? Is it a button trigger? That's very easy to get confused. So it's button trigger or test trigger. So that's kind of something we're doing. Okay, and then we're going to come here and we're going to trigger configuration. And then we're going to come down to the variable that we selected, which was, remind me, Neil?
Yeah, it's page path and click text. So
All elements?
all elements.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Okay, so the trigger fires not on all clicks. It's going to be some clicks. And then we're going to say click text contains, and then
Yep,
we're going to paste in the text. Is that correct?
that's right.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to come back over to that site that, is this it? That's not it. There we go. And the click text right here, and can I copy? Okay, get my free marketing strategy exclamation. Now this has to be exact. I don't typically like writing it by hand, but I'm just going to do that. Okay, get my free, this is case sensitive as well. Marketing strategy exclamation point. Neil, does that look right to you? Get my marketing strategy. Looks right, I think.
Yeah, you can just, yeah.
All right. So there we go. We've got our first test trigger. Neil, is there anything else we need to do before we move on to tags?
No, all good. We just need to add the page path because we're trying to
Here in the
make a
test trigger?
condition. Yeah.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Go to the test trigger.
Okay, we're clicking back in on test trigger. Okay.
Yep, and click on the pencil icon on the trigger configuration
Okay.
and click on the plus sign.
Yep.
Yep, and click the page path.
Okay.
And
Contains the home page.
yeah, contains the home page. I mean, it could have been a different URL, but just for testing purposes,
Yeah,
yep, use that.
totally fine. Okay, and so here, this is what we discussed in the last video. We're not just tracking any button, we're tracking this text, clicking on this text. Someone clicks the text and only on the homepage. So if there's 1,000 other pages on the website, it will only trigger on this page. And Neil, tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the reason you're doing this, Neil, is so we isolate our test. And I happen to know no one will be clicking on this on the homepage other than us in this time frame. So this is going to isolate the test to what we're doing so we get good data. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right.
Great. Okay. Now in the future, if this test works, we can come and remove the page path. And anytime a button is clicked with this click text, it will register site-wide. And that would obviously be very beneficial if we're trying to track this button everywhere. Got all that on there correctly, Neil?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. So there we go. So in this video, we have set up a test trigger. In the next video, we're going to be setting up a test tag. And after that, we're going to be running it live on the site to see if we can track Zach, who is a very interested, high-paying customer. Thank you, Zach, for visiting our site. We'll see you in the next video.